So I wanted to do this video just to show how I overcame the kind of lack of a micro adjustment on my bb58, because it was getting to the point where I was thinking about selling the watch and buying something else because I couldn't get it to fit right. On one adjustment level it was too tight to the point where it would grip my wrist and it was leaving a pretty big dent in my wrist, and on the other setting, which was 4mm looser, it was hanging all the way over my wrist bone and all the way onto my, basically onto my hand. It was just, it was ridiculous. It looked really stupid and it was uncomfortable to wear. So it was either too tight or too loose because you only had adjustability of 4mm at a time. The reason for that is that the links are 10mm, and if you have it on the tight setting like I did, and then add one link, which is 10mm, and then adjust the bracelet onto the smallest micro adjustment, it takes away 6mm because you've got 3 adjustment points, which leaves you with a 4mm extra length in the bracelet, which for me was just too big. So I was really getting to the point where I was thinking about just selling the watch, but I didn't really want to because it was the perfect size. I love everything about it, as I've shown on, I think, one of my other videos about my watch collection. It's just got great dimensions. So what I realised was with my Black Bay GMT, it fit perfectly. It was not too big, not too small, it was perfect. And the realisation kind of hit me that the Black Bay GMT has a 50mm lug-to-lug, whereas the Black Bay 58 I think is about 48, so it's that 2mm difference, but the bracelet on both is the same length. So what I needed to do really was just find another 2mm. And so a chap called Simon Freese, who is a watchmaker who I used previously for some work on this watch, and hey presto. So what I did was have another micro adjustment fitted onto the bracelet. So this 4th hole there was not there previously. I actually got him to drill that for me, and as far as I'm concerned it looks OEM. So what that meant was I could put the bracelet, as I explained earlier, from where it was too tight, put another link in, and then move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8mm forward, give me an extra 2mm adjustability in the bracelet. And that effectively made it fit exactly the same as the Black Bay GMT, and it made it extremely comfortable. So I'll just show you what I mean in a second. Bear with me. So I've got a almost bang on 7-inch wrist, and what you'll see is that you can just see some sunlight through there. It's not showing that all that well, but bear with me. There you go, you can see sunlight through the bottom of my wrist. Whereas before, another 2mm, that would be hanging off my wrist. So you've got to a point where you it sits there quite comfortably. When I'm cold, it goes just over my wrist bone. When I'm not, it sits exactly where the watch should, and it's really comfy. I think it only cost me about £120 to get that done, but it's completely transformed the watch, and also the clasp now wears in the middle of my wrist, which is nice as well, just my OCD, because depending on how you do adjust it, it can sit in a daft position. So yeah, if anybody's having difficulty with trying to get their Black Bay 58 to fit, or any of their Tudor watches, I need an extra 2mm adjustability, it is worth doing that, and I'll just show you what he had to do to achieve that. So as I mentioned, it's this 4th one here, you can see, which is the additional hole, but you do have to sacrifice one of your links, because what you will find is, because of the fake rivets, they stick out a reasonable amount from the bracelet, so you can see that 1, 2, 3 back. What you can't see, where is it, is that it got trimmed down to allow it to fit. So this one here has been smoothed down when compared to the one above it, which means that the clasp can go over the rivet like that, because without that happening it doesn't work. So he had to drill this hole, refinish the side of the clasp, and then polish down that rivet to allow the clasp to close over the top of it. But for me, it's well worth it, because it now means that this is a watch for life. It's an absolute keeper, and yeah, it's not going anywhere. So if you are having trouble, maybe that will help you.